the Canadian deployment. Still session 0. We set up all the Germans in the last video. Now we're setting up the Canadians. Now this is the, let me just get the proper details. Canadian Order of March. The 9th Infantry Brigade was a reserve formation for the assault on Juno Beach and landed on the afternoon of the 6th of June. By nightfall, elements had pushed inland as far as Valence-Boussons. When the advance resumed the next day, it was without the benefit of artillery or naval gunfire support. North Nova Scotia Highlanders, Sherbrooke Fusiliers, Lieutenant Colonel Pitch, Lieutenant Colonel Gordon. Morale value 34 figures, including the 4 armoured fighting vehicles, regular troops. This is the vanguard. I would just see it as a recon unit, but let's call it the vanguard. So what we have is Rocky Squadron, 2 Stuart tanks. Then we have a carrier platoon, which is carrier platoon, MG platoon, and assault pioneer platoon. The first one is Thief Figures Piet Brain Carrier. This time we're going to keep the troops in the box. So they're deployed. Then we have the brain carrier with the 2 occupants and a flamethrower. You can just get a flamethrower, an allied one. Use one of the American pieces. And then we have a figures. And 2 anti-tank batteries, an M10 tank destroyer, or Keely's tank destroyer, 8 figures tank riders. Okay, so anti-tank battery, M10 tank destroyer, 76mm, and an Achilles tank destroyer, 17-pounder. Are they not both 17-pound? No, they're not. Okay. Ooh, I have to watch out here because I thought they were both Achilles tanks. They're not. So which one am I going to do? Let's see which one has. This actually has a longer barrel, so that'll be the 17-pounder. Now I'll have to make a difference in them, because the M10 76mm and their Achilles is a 17-pounder. Then we have a sport company. So we have a brain carrier, 6-pounder anti-tank gun. And then we have a 3-inch mortar. Okay. Now the main force. 2 Shermans, Sherman Firefly, more Shermans, more brain carriers, Shermans, brain carriers, a Firefly. Same again, Sherman Fireflies and a Typhoon comes in at round 4. Right, but when do the actual troops come on, or do you just decide? It doesn't actually give you the when they come on. But it does have numbers, which to me sounds like the waves. So the first game we played on Juno Beach, we had waves 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. On this game, scenario 2, we have just numbers beside the squads, which we don't have anywhere else. So I think what happened was with the Normandy book, it didn't sort of point out that they should be brought on in waves, which I'm going to do from here on out. Yeah, do you know something? Let's start the game. I just realised that the first part of the game, it's not waves, but it is like a timed assault. So yeah, it doesn't say when they come on, but it has got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to bring them on like that in their stages. Now, they start off in Busan, which is here. They're down 12 inches onto the board. And so the main part of the town, they're there. So let me shut this window. Didn't realise how loud it was. That makes much difference. Supposed to be double glazing. Radio, so the first one is a Iraqi squadron, 2 Stuart tanks, 37mm. They're the first one that's going to start this. Start the fight. So we're order of play. Unnecessary morale test, there is none. Chance observation test, no point in that, we're only starting. Smoke shells are fired. Do I have any off-table Canadian artillery? The advance resumed the next day without the benefit of artillery or naval gunfire support. The Nova Scotia Highlanders and Sherbrooke Fusiliers, the forces are in 2 combined armed groups for morale purposes. A Typhoon is available each move from move 4. Canadians enter at sea on move 1 following the order of March 1 to 8. Yeah. So Canadians must capture Frankeville and force the 2 German groups to retire from the table. Any other result is a German victory. God, it's so difficult for the Canadians in this one. But it was in the original fight. I was just reading up on the fight last night and watching a couple of history programs about it. World War II TV done a nice discussion on the road to Carpiquet. It's all part of the Cain offensive. The Caen. So we have no smoke shields because with no artillery. Figures and vehicles are moved. The Stuart Speed 30 on road. Let's see what this can do. I believe, does it say? Yeah, so we'll just go with the turns. Turn 1 to empty Stuart Rackies reconnaissance units go straight up the road towards Frankeville, which is there. That's Uthie, and that's Busan. From the original fight in World War II, the Germans did not open fire. They held fire until the Canadians had moved right up the road. I still think that's fascinating. I know I've already said in some of the other videos, but the fact that they had like sitting duck targets and they didn't open fire so they could draw in the main force. Really disciplined, especially near the end of the war when people weren't as disciplined. It's getting a bit erratic. So round 1, we're going to move up. Closest seltzer non-firing is declared and carried out. Figures of vehicles that have not already moved may be moved. Now, I'm going to make a chance observation. Can we do it at this stage? Figure of firing is declared and carried out. Figures of vehicles that have not moved already can be moved. No, can't even do a chance observation. Has to be done at the start. So, start of the next turn. I'm going to see if I can see the Germans over there. Let's first move over. The Germans. Let's see. There's no point in me sitting still when the Canadians are moving. So elements of the SS Panzer Grenadier Regiment 25th and the SS Panzer Regiment 12th with limited artillery support. The forces are in 2 combined armed groups for morale. The battle group HQ and OP team are in the Abbey. The Northern group are deployed on table in G1, but must remain inactive until move 3 unless attacked. The Southern group enters a G2 on move 1. Okay, so can't attack until turn 3. Moved into position on turn 1, which is they've come off the main road into here. Now they can move. So German turn. So recce infantry, 8 figures, 2 Panzer, 2 string wagons. Instead of using string wagons, I'm using Cooper wagons. So basically all these can move. Didn't I write my stats down? You know, some see it as I play along, I'm going to be writing in my stats. Because I've got lazy. I normally put all my stats at the bottom of the car and vehicles. And lately I haven't. Okay, so Cooper wagons. 30 and 15 target class 6. Target class 6. Speed 30, half 15. It's always quite handy to have, especially when you go to club meetings and stuff. Having all the stuff written down on the bottom of your game is really, or your bottom of your model is really handy. The only problem is if you play different games, then you're not going to be able to put all the stats on. Okay, come away in. We're cross country, so 15. Now, what happens when you go over a hedgerow? You throw. Normally a wheeled vehicle cannot go over a hedgerow, it's normally a track or a half track, as in wheels and tracks, but according to the scenario, because of the way I build my terrain up, I use the carpet or felt or whatever it is for the roads, and then I put the hedgerow around the road just to make it look better. But technically, there's only certain areas have hedgerow according to the map, but because I have added the hedgerow, I'm going to do it in the places that it doesn't show hedgerow. I'm going to allow wheeled vehicles to go over it. So that's the map there. So the hedgerow, they're difficult hedgerow, and you can get cover from them. Where there's no hedgerow, I'm going to just do it that wheeled vehicles can go over it, because it's just a bit of small built up of, you know, foliage around the roadside, which can slow them down. he loses 5 from 15, so he's 10 inches for movement. Same again, loses 4. What I tended to do was put the troops beside the vehicles. I'm not going to bother doing that anymore. My God, I think. I mean, that's an older model that I would have thought I would have done, but I haven't. Crazy enough. Just for a model there that the base was slightly starting to detach from it, so I swapped it over to this one. Yep, so SDK 222. Just looking up the stats for the SDK 222, which, yeah, I do. So speed 30, 15, target class 5, auto cannon. So target class 5. Auto cannon. Speed 30 by 15. So basically behind these guys. Now, I just realized that the auto cannon is not class 5 auto cannon. It's a 20mm AA gun, but obviously it'll be something pulling it like a star. So I'm just using this as the auto cannon. And then we have the tanks. So the tanks, as you know, do not get slowed down by normal foliage, but they are going through this densely wooded area, so they're going to lose movement. So first Panzer, it's going to go out onto the road. With the second one, this one's going to hit out to this way with this one. They're not going to lose any movement, but these guys are. So 2 tanks. First one, it loses 6 from its movement. The second one loses 2. See, if I do this now, while I'm starting the game, that means I won't be running back and forward looking at the books to get the information. So we have Panzer IV, Speed 2412, Target Class D, Gun Class 2, of VMG. Okay. Gun class, target class, speed. VMG. Hull. Target class 2, gun class 1, no, gun class 2, I was thinking that was too high for a Panzer IV. So gun class 2, target class 3, it's the Panther, I'm reading the Panther Blood, it's a completely different tank. It's got a Hull VMG and it has 4d6 high explosive. Oh, so it has two. It has turret, VMG and Hull. And it's 4d6 high explosive. Yeah, I'm not going to do that for every one of them. As long as I have one done, I can check it from that. This one lost 2. 13. Now they didn't lose any movement, so they can move their full. They lose 3 inches because they're going across country, and then so that's 21 inches they can move. We're not allowing the M troops to move until the 3rd turn. So these guys, I need to make sure there's no restriction in them too, that I'm moving them too early. Let me just check again. So the Northern group are deployed on table in G1, but must remain inactive. Oh no, wait. The Northern group are deployed on table in G1, which is there. G1 must remain inactive until move 3 unless attacked. I thought that was that one. So G2, the Southern group enters a G2 on move 1. Right, okay, yeah, I was far too hasty there. Should have read the rules. These guys stay put in round 3. These guys, come on, at round 1. So they're on now. I've moved them. Leaves me with a dilemma here. If they come on the first, well, they went first, they're second. So if they come on their second turn, the southern group enters a G2 on move 1. So, as part of the whole phase of this German turn, let's look at the order of play, and we have unnecessary morale tests are taken, results carried out. Chance observations. Yes, I am going to chance observe here to that guy. But chance observations are at a limit, aren't they? Can you see the enemy? Chance test. Targets in cover may be seen automatically or may be observed by a chance test. Only one chance test can be requested by a player on a target in a turn. If necessary, D6 though is achieved, the target is visible to all enemy units within 12 inches. Chance tests must be taken before any movement or firing takes place. Target hasn't fired. Just remembering parts of the rules, up to 48 inches is the maximum range to see a target that hasn't fired. That target's at 29, 30 inches. 29. Hasn't fired. It's got partial cover because of the roadside, the hedgerow. 6 is the spot. We get a 1. So, German turn is over. Moving on to the board for them is their turn.